there was a big brown stain in my bed. And I was like, what the fuck? It's like, did I shit my pants in the middle of the night? Right?
It looks like the best part of you ran down the crack of your mama's ass.
And then I realized, no, that isn't shit. That's a piece of Hershey's chocolate that you melted under your body while you slept.
Oh, and rolled around in it. Oh my God.
That's rock bottom.
Okay. So then I was like, look at you. I go, look at you.
You piece of shit.
Like, you hit rock bottom. Like, you've been eating chocolate bars in the bed in the middle of the night while you're like, you'll wake up in the middle of the night, reach under the pillow, throw a piece of chocolate in your mouth.
Oh, that's what you've been
pass
doing?
out. Yeah.
That's terrible.
That's terrible. And so I was like,
however,
that's rock bottom. And then I was like, later on, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I kind of love chocolate. I was like,
you can have
am I on
chocolate.
top of the world if I live a life where I wake up in bed and there's melted chocolate
If
everywhere?
that's your worst.
No, wait.
Reality.
UFOs.
Science.
Consciousness.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
That might not be a real thing. The podcast. Three. Girl,
Dun, dun, boom, boom.
you'll be a woman soon. I love her so much, can't count the ways I die for your girl, and all they can say is, he's not your kind.
Oh my
Boy's
God.
no good.
You never get tired of pushing me around, and I never know when I come around what I'm gonna find. Don't let them make up your mind.
Oh, girl.
Don't you know, girl,
Boom, 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 boom.
you'll be a woman soon.
Hey.
Hey!
A little Neil Diamond.
Oh my God.
We're warming up the mics tonight.
Yeah,
and,
it sounded good.
we
Booyakasha!
are
Neil
not-
Diamond had multiple
He
songs
wrote for
too.
like fucking pop stars that you don't even realize.
Right.
He wrote like 120 hits.
But I guess what I'm asking is he had multiple songs for underage women?
Yeah, I was just gonna
Because-
say he might be like the most prolific, perfect songwriter ever, but he can be like Bill Cosby for all I know.
Yeah.
Talent means nothing.
Well, Sweet Caroline, right? That's about.
That's
Oh,
another
I
one.
hate that one
That's
though.
about it. That's about an underage girl. That's about
That-
Caroline Kennedy when she was fucking 14 years old. Or something.
Kingsley did that at a wedding in Detroit, and she didn't realize that they don't do that there, so she went bum bum bum. And like a dance floor.
Humiliating.
Fuck them.
No, it was bad. I didn't know they didn't do that there.
Yeah, it's a Boston thing.
It's a
It is
Boston.
a Boston.
I didn't know. I was
You have to
like
understand
14.
that the concept of underage people is only like 150 years old. Like,
Right.
we had like sweatshops up until like 50 years ago. Like
Let's
150
call it.
years ago.
What do
like,
we mean sweatshops?
like in the United States of
Okay.
America, a
Let's call it.
14-year-old person could go work in like a mill downtown.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like, and
I'd
if you were
say-
from like the farm countries or other shit
Yeah,
like that, they would ship their kids to go work in the mills, and they would have like, you know, chaperones and stuff to make sure that they were being like, you know, civil, moral people or whatever. But
Yeah.
the civil rights movement's like not done yet, because we're obviously, it's like a constant struggle. But like,
Kind of a.
kids got put like, they only made it in 150 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like before that, it was open season on kids. You could
Yeah.
I think it's
marry
been
them, work
pretty.
with them, exploit them.
I don't even know if it was that long. It was like
Yeah, I'd
less
say
than that.
50. Let's put in 50.
Well, like, when did like minimum age work laws start? You know,
In the United States.
in the U.S.
Well,
Pretty sure they
because-
did
Maybe-
that because of unions
Yeah.
in the work week and like. Yeah.
I'm going to guess in like the 30s or 40s.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
yeah, something like we're around World War II, some shit, right?
Yeah. Something
Maybe
like
in
that.
between.
I'm
the
guessing.
in between
Completely.
world wars, they had
It could be 1920s. No
Kids
idea.
had more jobs, I think, back then though. Like extra, read all about it. Give me one, kid.
Oh, the
At a
newsy.
time.
Yeah, little
yeah. Like
newsies.
they just had a bunch of
Well,
little
that-
jobs. Now the kids are little fuckers.
Great fucking
They're either
musical.
rich from being a gamer or they don't do shit.
But not
mostly the latter.
Mostly the latter.
Well, it's 1960 and 1918 started moving. those things
1920.
around.
All right, right before World War I.
Can anybody guess which states were slow to come around on
all
this?
the mill states.
No, the
manufacturing
southern states.
Bingo.
Yay!
Massachusetts does shit first. Yeah. Like a lot of the times they do
The
shit
north,
first.
the
Progressive
north.
thinkers,
Yeah,
yeah.
Progressive, yeah.
Especially the Northeast.
Oh, well, actually, 1938. So you were actually really right. That's when the real.
We're like right
real
in
one
the heart
started,
of
yeah.
the spirit of the mills too.
Yes,
We're, like, right
we're in a
there.
mill right now.
Yeah, we're like
Yeah.
right there.
We're in a mill building.
It probably goes in
There's
there.
a coal shaft over there.
Yeah.
Oh
when they
yeah,
used
we
to
saw
load
it. Yeah,
coal.
yeah.
All right, listen, we got an important shout out. We got to cover that. We can't glaze over it.
Oh yeah.
What is it?
Very
Our,
important.
Yeah.
Very important.
Macka.
we have a shout out for one of our former guests, James the Gentleman Smasher. I think is his name.
Yes,
James
correct.
the Gentleman Smasher McKenna.
Hey.
That has recently been amended to. There's several actually were in the works. There's James the Sandman McKenna,
Okay.
and there's James Sweet Dreams McKenna.
We
haven't decided which one
I like those.
he likes
I
the
like
best. He likes Sandman.
Oh, see, I like
I like.
Sweet Dreams.
Yeah, I kind of like Sweet Dreams too.
Yeah, because he's because he doesn't puts people to sleep for a living. So
Why are you singing so
anyway,
much today?
shout
in the
out.
mood.
Hold on, this is an
Kids in
important
the
shout
mood.
out.
So
Sorry.
James last week, I believe, got engaged to his lovely now fiance Nicole.
Fiance,
Fiance.
My fiance. Where you my
Congrats.
fiance.
the future Nicole McKenna.
Yes. So congrats to those two lovebirds.
Congrats.
And all I gotta say is,
Marriage.
I'm
I'm
glad it
blowing your load quite
I'm
a
glad
bit.
it paid off because 2 years of Sundays working out got taken away in a heartbeat the minute she came into his life. And and I was like, well, he better marry this dame because I feel like I've been discarded
Did
like
you
a
just go in
cheap,
at a
like a
different time?
cheap piece of trash.
Yeah.
I got thrown away.
Does it just go to a different time now?
I
Still
mean,
goes, right?
They probably like hold hands and walk and do stuff, but she's very fit. She's a fitness. She's a dance.
No, I mean, he still goes to the gym.
They just hold hands and go and walk. And
I
do
mean, they
stuff.
skip. I'm sure they do
skip.
some plyometrics. They probably hold hands and do like kettlebells, like couples. Like he
Like
goes down,
pass.
throws it up. Yeah,
Yeah.
like medicine balls and stuff. Like the kind of shit you guys are gonna get into if Kingsley decides to get into bodybuilding.
No, not gonna
There are
happen.
no dumbbells in here. They're just my balls.
One of my favorite lines of all time.
You know what that's from?
Yeah, Adam Sandler, the
Yeah.
goat, back in the day.
We are not working out. We are definitely fucking.
Just two gay guys having sex.
Yeah.
What a strange album that was. It was like
Oh, yeah.
it was very bizarre. We used to listen to it in the car
Down your
routinely on.
sandwich and beat off your cock and balls.
Oh my god! If you've
Do it for
never,
mama.
if you've never listened to Adam Sandler's The Goat, listen to it.
Or yeah, what
You
were the
got some
name of the
balls
two
and some
albums?
cock.
I remember being a kid and just being like, realizing that this dude is a human being, and right now he's young and he's making this album. He's funny, but
He was like in his 20s.
But like in 20 years, he's gonna have like some kids, and he's gonna have to explain to him like, oh yeah, Daddy can't. I always wondered about that when I was younger. Like,
His kids are probably college age
What,
now.
what are like movie stars that like are in like bad movies that you can't watch, like rated R movies and stuff, or sex scenes? Like they're gonna have
Hey,
kids someday.
we
They're
have
like,
that experience here. Sorry, I lost my. Anyways, we have that experience here.
what experience?
We have a DVD that my wife was in that the kids might find someday.
Why do you have it here?
No, we don't have it here.
Oh,
I'm just
thank
saying
God.
that
It
we
exists.
have that experience.
Yeah.
Like the kids might find it. She was
Oh,
in a
you mean
horror
like
movie.
the sexy photos?
No, well, that too. But
Those
she was in a
two.
horror movie.
Talking about a-
where she was topless and had 21 lines.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
that's right.
Something the kids might find and see her 19-year-old boobies.
On Amazon or something, where all the other like C-rated, D-rated
Yeah,
movies.
it's like I've seen some horror fans like review it. And they're like
Yeah.
worst movie ever.
It is the worst.
It's a shit show.
You gotta have tits in horror movies.
oh yeah,
You can't
yeah.
not. Yeah.
There
That's
was like
part
a
of the
chick in the
deal.
bed with her that was like she looked like a penthouse model, like
Yeah.
fake as shit.
Oh yeah, she was underneath the blanket,
And you
like
look
by
like
my
you look
legs,
like the girl next door.
and all I had on was underwear. Me and the girl next to me.
And this was was this a real production or
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Oh,
real
yeah.
production.
By today's standards, it would be, because like now everyone's doing.
That's where I
this
met
shit.
her on the casting
Yeah.
couch.
Yeah, really.
You fucking ass. No, we met in rehab.
I love
remember?
cat-
Oh
Casting
yeah,
couch.
there was a rumor going around in her family that like, oh, Dana and Kingsley met in rehab. Like, first of all, she's
What?
never been to rehab.
I've never been to rehab.
I
I never knew I had a
myself-
drug problem that
Give
bad.
them-
I mean,
I renounced my drug problem, by the way.
habit, lifestyle,
Renounce
maybe.
it. I renounce it. I'm sick of counting the years clean, all that bullshit.
Yeah, it's over.
I
It's in
don't
the
like
past.
that shit at all.
It's in the past.
If I'd go back to then, I would have abused drugs, but they would have been anabolic in nature.
Yeah.
Like that's what I would have done at 21.
You've let it go.
I've never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like addicts. There's like this like mold that they created for treatment, and like
Why do I have to stay?
You have
be
to
it forever?
count.
I
Yeah,
don't
you
have
got
be
to
it,
count the rest of your life. Like, oh, I've been sober 57 years. Like, blah blah blah. Like, at a certain point, just put it in the past, leave it behind you, and be like, that's over.
Yeah.
It's like that.
I'm sober now, and there was something a bunch of years ago that fucked me up.
Yeah.
But it's up to each person. Like somebody might not be able to let it go. You're able to let it go.
No,
now.
I know.
Yeah, right. 'Cause
I want to get a coin that just says "fuck off," and I just say, "Here's my coin."
No, I mean,
Fuck off.
I was explaining to some people like I was at my coach from high school's 60th birthday party. Shout out to Coach Phillips. Awesome
you
fucking
went?
guy. Yeah, of course.
When was that?
I don't know. Day after Christmas, December 26th. Anyway, a bunch of my friends were there, whatever, and people were talking, and someone was saying something like one day at a time, and like
I hate that too.
But like it's hard to get through one day at a time. And I was like, addicts have to count a minute at a time, sometimes an hour at a time. And I'm like,
No,
the
they
real
do.
bad ones have to count the seconds of the
That's
clock.
miserable, by the way.
And I know, but like you're just sitting there trying to train yourself not to, to retard the impulse to use drugs, and it's like it's very, very hard.
But it's like distant. Like you get further away from the ocean and you can't see it anymore.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
I know. It's like all the pleasure centers of your brain are used to being stimulated.
My pleasure centers are way different
They're
now.
like, why
At
aren't they-
40 compared to 25,
Why did you stop doing that?
so different now. What I consider pleasurable now.
Yeah. Well, you guys want to bring up the Little Mermaid thing?
Oh yeah.
that-
so I was putting the kids to bed.
That's
the
a
other night.
VHS cassette.
Oh yeah, we have
like every Disney.
We have all the old Disney clamshells on a rack right next to the boys' room.
They used to watch it when you
just
had a
chilling.
VHS,
Yeah,
yeah.
when they used to watch them when they were little. But I was sitting there and I was like, oh, I wonder if we have a Little Mermaid, and I wonder if it's old enough that it has the penis that's drawn into
Big,
the cat.
giant
Did they ever
penis.
edit it out?
Yes, they
Yeah,
did.
they did.
Oh yeah,
That's
The
how
original.
legit.
That's
that
how
is.
you know it's real.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a big penis.
So I pulled it out and I found it and I was like, oh my God, here it is. And I saw it instantly and I instantly showed my kids.
Oh, and she came and showed me.
And
too.
I
was real
showed
excited.
Dan. I showed Alice saw it.
You got to show the kids a penis on the cartoon.
Well, I mean, it's
They
not
know
like,
what it is.
yeah, they know what they just thought it was hilarious.
They love dick jokes and fart jokes and poop jokes. Like,
Yeah, so we brought the
Age-appropriate jokes.
brought the clamshell in to show
Yeah, I
the
wanted to show
other
you.
in the movie,
podcasters.
in the movie,
They're everywhere.
In the movie Fight Club, one of the mischief things that Tyler Durden does, right, is that he edits movies.
Yeah, he splices
and
it in.
splices in like one frame of a porn clip.
Yeah.
and it's to subliminally like get the people to want to fuck.
And,
And
like,
like
the kids like flash like, what the
and-
hell did I? They
and,
just
like-
saw a big dick.
it begs the question, like, number one, how did that dick, because it is clearly, all right, first of all, if you don't know, back in the 80s or early
It was
90s?
1990.
Okay,
that movie came out.
1990, The Little Mermaid, Disney's The Little Mermaid, the current model of it with Ariel and Flounder and
The OG.
seagull's name, I can't remember, but
Oh, what was the seagull's name? Good. Started with a G, I think.
Geppetto.
no,
Your
different
mom's
Disney movie.
Geppetto.
But anyway, if you don't know, it was common knowledge back then, before we even had the internet to spread it around and go viral, that Disney had released a printed version of, like, on the cover of their Little
Not
Mermaid.
just that, other things
all
too.
of them.
Oh yeah,
Every Little Mermaid.
My friend had a magnet on her
whoever did that
refrigerator.
artwork
Yep.
drew a huge
Listen.
erect penis as one of the castle columns.
The movie The
massive-
Rescuers, the movie with those little mice, I think. There's 1970 something. They go past
Rescuers
this
Down
window
Under.
in this building, and you can see somebody watching a TV, and there's a little peep show going on with sex going on.
That's
on the movie The Rescuers.
amazing.
Okay, in the movie The Lion King, in the clouds, when he hits the dandelions and they go up in the air, it spells SEX real quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of
Yeah.
Disney.
Outta here.
It's
Yeah.
like
Oh,
a
yeah.
tradition for them to sneak something
in. Yeah.
You know what it is? I got it figured out. Is that they want more kids. And so they're putting these sexual things in there to get people to want to have sex. And they think the more sex, the more
Produce
kids.
more kids. That's the long game.
They're playing the long game. And then,
It worked for
those
us.
kids will come to Disney.
They're like, listen, we're already making all these profits. Let's throw one more in there.
Yeah.
How about let's see if we can produce more
Ring
kids.
the
Let's see if
rag.
we can do it.
Ring the rag.
See if we can
That's
produce more
great.
Disney fans.
Well, something's got to be going on. I mean, one disgruntled artist is one thing.
I don't think it's disgruntled. I think it's just sick fuck.
somebody puts a big erect penis on the
Yeah.
Little Mermaid, and everybody in the world fucking knows about it, to the point where Disney had to edit it out. So
Yeah.
it begs the question: how many of these penises and boobs and sex smoke things are we missing that we don't even know about? And that's in cartoons. And like,
This is gonna pop up on my
There's a
TikTok.
lot of cartoon shit they cut out, like Dumbo shit. There's a lot of racist shit.
This
in
is
it.
gonna pop up on my TikTok later. There's gonna
Probably.
be some fucking
Oh, yeah.
video that
So-
somebody compiled, and now it's gonna be sent to my phone because that's what happened to Quentin.
Yeah.
When we told him about when I showed him that,
Oh,
the
the
next
AI.
the next morning, his phone was like, in 1990, an artist did drew a Bubba in the Little Mermaid thing. We were like, what the fuck?
I like in Macka, did you see the new Blade Runner 2049?
I have not.
I haven't
Good
either.
stuff.
I want to watch the original
It's
first.
very good stuff, but you wanted to do a show on AI.
Oh yeah.
We got to watch AI stuff first.
Well, we gotta.
And
I'll try to send you guys stuff to read.
I would watch that movie before we do the AI show because like
Oh, we were talking about Blade Runner?
yeah, Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
In that, and it's not the first movie to have it. Like Cherry 2000 is like the original, like whoa, from the 80s. But in the movie, he has a holographic girlfriend, and she like lives in his house. So he
Nice.
comes home and she like appears, and she's like, hey babe, how was your day? And like it has limited like, so there'll be like machines that like will come out and like get him a drink,
Hand
and fix
him
him
stuff.
stuff,
Yeah,
and it's
right.
really covered by a hologram. So he just doesn't know any better. It looks like a woman, and this thing's like, it's got a learning algorithm, so it learns like everything he likes. So like it's like this. Its whole entire role is to like,
Guys,
please
do you
him.
know how many incels that would fix? There'd be no shootings.
So like, dude. So you got to ask yourself, like, are you already having sex with a computer and you don't know it? Because like, every time you masturbate with online porn, you're kind of at this point having a relationship with a computer. You're having sex assisted by a computer and yourself.
Yeah.
Never mind devices, right?
I don't use that. I just look at a picture of my
But
wife.
if you could walk
just
into your
That's
house
disturbing.
and the question is, if you could walk into your
That's
house
funny.
and have a hot holographic girlfriend that could like light your joints and fix you drinks, and she talked to you and she was awesome, you really really loved her, would you
Like the
have?
holodeck.
Would you do it? Would you have the they did in Star Trek all the
Yeah.
time.
Imagine if you were a 15-year-old kid in the holodeck.
All right, I would too. I just want you to say
All right,
it.
yeah.
So
Seriously.
say it out loud.
I'll
The
say it.
holodeck is
Yeah.
unsafe.
You'd have a relationship
Yeah.
and sex with a robot.
Yes.
Okay, good. Me too.
100.
Of course it would.
100 of them.
But have we done this episode before? Is that cheating?
We've
No.
talked about this a
Yeah, it
couple
is.
times.
It's definitely cheating. You think I
On-
want some jacked fucking 5-year-old dude laying a jackhammer on my wife? I don't give a shit if he's a robot.
On the show,
I'll be pissed.
Humans.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? I couldn't watch that.
You got to watch Humans too. That's an AI show, but
Humans.
they have synthetic humans on the show.
Like, what if it was like a
And-
gangbang of robots is out?
and, like-
they're not real people.
Every family like has one,
Yeah,
and they-
but it's a gangbang.
but every family has one of these things, and they like, they're like programmed to like cook, clean, drive the kids, whatever. They're also like programmed in like self defense. If like somebody tries to rob you, they'll like karate them or whatever.
Then they also have their own like sex files.
They have the adult. They have it's like when you have cable and you have the adult channels. They
Yeah.
have the adult settings. You have to unlock with a code, and you have to like unlock adult mode. And so like
what
the
if
dad,
you don't like clean it?
the dad's got like, oh no, they clean.
What if robots?
Self-cleaning.
Self-cleaning.
Yeah, they do
What
that.
if you could program them to be enemies with like
I
STDs
don't know.
and shit?
I don't know.
So they like
Like, that's my AIDS robot.
there's like a married
That's a
couple.
good name for an album, AIDS robot.
Dad gets caught. Basically, the mom looks at like the history file of the robot instead of
Yeah.
like the browse
Like,
history.
what's
Like,
it-
Like, you
Like-
sick fuck.
like men worldwide have been caught red-handed
Oh, yeah.
by their significant others over the last like 20 years because they've been like looking at porn on the internet and like they forgot to erase it and like somebody found
I
out
don't erase
this
shit.
is what you want to watch, right?
Wait. Do people actually get in trouble for that?
Yeah, because they're
Teenagers
they're still
every day.
Teenagers.
Oh, I mean like married couples. Like
Yeah.
women
Yeah.
get mad for
Oh, yeah.
looking at
Oh
porn.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's
Oh,
women out there that
sure.
still that have insecurities that don't.
goes both
They don't
ways.
want the competition.
It goes both
We're
ways.
on the same website.
It goes both
Yeah.
ways. And this is
We had an OnlyFans together.
I know. We're moving towards
I mean, you
a
should.
society
My
of OnlyFans.
patron-
Make money, yeah.
It's only a matter of time before OnlyFans is like Facebook and couples are like, look what we did last night. We fucked the shit out of each other. Like people are like, ooh, I'm gonna like that.
No, you gotta pay.
That's
You gotta
so
pay for
scary.
it. You gotta
No.
pay.
Yeah, but eventually it'll just be like, no, we need the publicity. Let's just keep putting it out there.
I have too many recognizable tattoos that I would just be found
You gotta
in a
wear-
moment.
I have a solution for
You
that.
just show your face.
Just do one of those latex things where you wear all latex except where the
She
holes
got
go.
an awesome leather jumpsuit.
Except where the holes go.
Whoa, that's a
Bazinga.
great idea.
Genius.
Bazinga.
Man, you never give me a great idea. It's so rare.
No, I don't want to do that because then they'll
Dan
just
doesn't
shit
like.
on me.
I don't know if Dan likes latex.
It's just for cover up. I'm putting it in the file that I got a great idea.
Can you have two latexes rubbing against each other? How does that
Yeah, for
create
sure. You just put some oil and they'll just, or
yeah,
lube
that's
or
true. It's
whatever.
got to be a lot of lube.
Silicone.
You can
base.
probably have your own OnlyFans for like dipping your balls in different things. Like, you
Yeah.
can be like, I'm the ball dipper. I dip it in coffee. I dip it in pudding. You can just do that, and like you probably have a fan base that supported you.
100%.
If you dip, imagine like if we dipped our balls in like the stuff that I think you just hit pay dirt, dude.
I think I did too.
No one's on
We're
this
the
yet.
ball dippers.
You know how
There's
like
three of us, we
there's-
just wave our
there's
balls
like
and we dip them.
dude, you're a genius because think about this, right? There's like a gajillion assholes on YouTube that have made so much money by being like, okay, we're gonna try this today. It's this gross thing. We're gonna put it together and eat it. Oh my god, it's so
Yeah.
gross.
No,
it's
we're
so
the
gross.
ball dippers.
Like no one's dipping their balls in different things and seeing what happens. Like we should dip our
Fucking
balls in like
genius.
I'm
cottage
not on
cheese,
OnlyFans.
I
like,
do it anyways.
hot wax.
Sorry, am I yelling? I do it
Yes,
anyways.
You are so loud
What do you
today.
charge?
Nothing.
No,
What do you
you
mean?
gotta
No, no,
charge
no, no,
money.
no,
The
no,
whole
no.
point is to make money.
No, I mean I will charge money. I just
You
mean
have
I dip
to
my
have
balls and things.
different levels. You have to have different levels.
At
like,
first, you take over
like
the market.
normal shit is like level 1, and then
Really?
like level 2, you got to do some weird shit.
Yeah, and then like level 5,
know?
I'll give you like
Requests.
personal
Level
like attention
5.
on Zoom.
Yeah,
where you can tell
custom.
me what do you want me to do with my balls.
like straight requests.
Yeah.
Like I'll
Yeah.
give you
Yeah.
I'll give you $3,000
Oh, wait.
bucks right now.
My balls are
Dip your
shrinking
balls
now.
in live maggots. Like
Yeah.
just
Oh,
stick them in
God.
there.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. I would do that for like a good amount of money.
They chew off all the dead skin cells. It'll be
Yeah.
smooth under there.
I'll
like
do it in
Macka's hands.
slugs. I'll put my balls in a tank of piranha. I'll do anything for money.
I don't know
Custom
about that.
ball dripping. What do they
I'm
call
not
ball
even joking.
drops?
I will.
all dipping.
Ball dipping.
If somebody was like,
Dip
I'll
these
give you
balls.
$20,000 to dip your balls in a
No.
piranha tank.
Dip
Yeah.
Dan's balls.
We
dip
might
these
have
balls.
to just go home and open an OnlyFans
Like
after
Dippin'
this
Dots,
because
Dippin'-
if we say it,
Dude,
somebody's
it's
gonna
all
take
about.
it.
Dude, it's all about
True.
It's all about the fucking.
It probably exists. Let's face it.
It's all about the innovation and the originality. The first person to come up with a hot new idea gets it first. Like, if you
Yeah.
went back in time and told all these streamers and Twitchers and all these people that, like, yo, this is going to be a thing, they'd be so, they would have hopped on board immediately, but nobody knew that.
Yeah.
Now they're all trying to race to, like, get their little piece of the pie, but you can't because it's, like, only a couple people have it. And it's, like, you only have it for a little while, too. It's, like, porn stars come and go. Like, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, do you remember Tori Black? You know who she was? She was she was a naughty girl. She was on Howard Stern,
Yeah.
but she was a naughty girl.
Howard got head under the table one time. You could find the video.
One
of it.
time.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably like,
Probably many times.
She had to give him a
It's just
hand job on
one
head,
time.
but it was
Probably
like
for like
right
a
at the end
year
of his
straight.
marriage, and he was like, couldn't even concentrate on the fucking radio. He's going, yeah, she's down there tickling my feet.
can we give a shout out
Gave
to
his own
Howard
face and
Stern?
everything.
Howard Stern's a fucking trailblazer.
Oh, he is,
yeah.
but he's not good now, but he was, yeah.
He's a fucking trailblazer.
A friend of
He's just
mine
old.
said that he loves him. He said he's better than ever. So I don't know what he's doing, but
What?
yeah.
You know, I've listened to it a little bit. It's not like as bad as people say. Like it's still Howard Stern show,
Yeah.
and they still do goofs and shit. It's just not quite as good as it used to be. Elephant Boy died.
I mean, nothing lasts forever. Things change.
Yeah, so did Gilbert Gottfried. I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, Gilbert Gottfried died. Yeah,
I had no clue. I was listening to his podcast like a bunch of times. I had no clue he died.
He's a
I-
loud, weird guy.
I had several like long road trips in my life, and Sal and Richard prank calls. Have you guys?
Oh my god!
They're two guests on Howard's show.
No, they work
Candyman.
for the show.
Yeah, they work for the show.
Richard was the drummer for the band Death, I think. One of my favorite bands, and he's like one of the sickest drummers in the world, metal drummers. Yeah.
and he's one of the greatest prank callers.
Hey, it's Richard. Sal too. They're just both degenerates.
Oh, man, it's
I'm gonna
so
listen
good.
to those again.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah,
It's so
tomorrow
good.
at work, I'm gonna listen to them again. They
Pete's
make me laugh so much.
a prank-
They call it Chinese food place.
Yep.
And then they would call Chinese food places with other Chinese food places. What do you want? What do you want?
Yeah, they
What do you
would-
want?
Oh, I remember. We
They
used to
do a
listen
whole
to
bunch of
those.
shit. They were better than the Jerky Boys, I think. They were
Oh,
great.
way better.
Way better.
Oh,
One of my
jerk
favorite
people.
things about Howard Stern was when they released the movie and they had the scene where they were like, they're like trying to fire him or whatever, but they're like, his ratings are through the roof. And they're like, why? And they're like, well, like basically like all these people love him and then all these other people hate him.
They tune in even more.
And the people that hate him are listening because they want to know what this guy's saying
Right.
because it's so bad. They don't want anyone else. They want to try to counteract it. And I was like, man, imagine being such a pivotal force in the world for like a short period of time. Like Joe Rogan's sitting on that right now.
Joe, Joe used to be on the Howard Stern show a ton.
Yeah.
And they had a little bit of falling out. And now Howard must be like, wow, now Joe is the biggest show in the world.
Well,
he doesn't even want to face the podcast
in
thing
like
now.
in like
he hates it.
in like
Even though it's bigger than what anything
20
he's
in
doing
like
now.
20 years he'll be like dead, retired, old.
He should have started his own podcast a while ago.
I'm just saying, no one's gonna.
Even just by himself on the weekends, maybe just do like a 1 hour show,
Yeah.
like just talking. Like doesn't have to be like because his format is like 50 people working for him.
Exactly.
Like Joe
Howard?
has like 3 people working
I
for
don't
him.
know,
Right.
man. Now that once
No,
you
he
sign
doesn't
those
have many.
contracts
Spotify,
with Spotify,
but
they
yeah, but
fucking
in the studio though,
start
you got
throwing
Jamie,
shit
young
at you.
Jamie, and maybe somebody else security.
Yep.
Maybe like.
yeah, not much.
Can I say something funny that's been happening to me?
Please.
So so with my treatment and stuff, like a little update for this week, I'm on like the 3rd week, and when you change your hormone profile, your estrogen goes up with it, which is good. It's good for like sex drive and a whole bunch of things. But like
Emotional.
you get emotional. So like, I cried at the end of Jerry Maguire.
I mean,
And
I
seen
said
it, but I've
granted,
seen it
you're
like 100
supposed to.
times.
Yeah, you're
when he
supposed
said,
to.
when he's like, Jerry Maguire, my agent, you are my ambassador of Quan.
yeah.
I was like, oh Jesus Christ.
That's the. No, yeah, dude. I mean,
That's
That's
what
a
I
good
told him.
part.
I said,
Yeah, but
you're
I don't
su-
cry at
I
movies.
said, you're supposed to. That's what you're supposed to do.
yeah, but that just goes to show you, like, that all you, like, I've been saying this since day one of the podcast. Like, all you are is a mineral endoskeleton. Well, really,
And chemicals.
you're a big,
Yeah.
you're a big bag of water and biological chemical reactions held up by a mineral endoskeleton. And
Yeah, but there's something up there that's intangible too. There's a free will
everything-
that's behind it too.
no,
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Soul.
everything you feel, everything you think, the way you act, it's all controlled by various hormones, chemicals, and other things in your body. And like, my whole point is if I can regulate and control those myself and achieve a desired outcome, I'm going to do that.
Well,
But you,
well, listen,
you
no.
don't believe there's a soul, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you're saying
I
that.
don't not believe there's a soul. I mean, I don't believe
So-
you go to heaven and hell and all
That
that
has nothing
crap.
to do with soul.
Do you think that there's a tangible soul,
Like a physical
like
thing.
a physical thing that you lose when you die?
I mean, it would make
Or you
sense.
think it's just all enclosed in there and it just
Yeah.
goes.
I mean, here's the thing, right? You're talking about matter and energy.
We should do an afterlife episode. I know it makes Sean
No,
uncomfortable.
no, we gotta,
No, I-
we
I'll-
gotta get
I
Nanda
just-
down here to do that. Trust me.
I've died too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
we don't need Nanda. We got
I've
this
done
guy.
it.
I'm just
I've been
saying
there.
that. I'm
He's
saying
the expert.
that, like.
Did
I'm
I
saying that,
told you
like,
the story though, right? I think I told you about the crystalline structures over the ocean.
well, I think that your brain is like a sensory organ for consciousness, and that
Right, well, what's consciousness?
well,
It's a conduit.
you're like you're gathering information and intel for reasons we don't understand, and then that intel is going somewhere.
Right.
I feel like your brain is the apps and the hardware, but there's the user that goes into it, and we are the user.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
That's pretty good, people. Remember that one.
It's very similar. It's very similar to
Gave you a
computers.
freebie.
Very similar to computers right now. Like everything we do, we upload it, we save it, whatever. Like I believe that is the nature of consciousness.
Did you see there was a podcast episode on the Joe Rogan show where this woman came in talking about hormones and like plastics? Like they say that like hormone levels are down with men and women, and like birth rates are going to go down because
Plastics,
of all
I
the
don't
shit
think are good
and
for you.
plastics that are leaking into our drinks and shit while we drink plastic drinks.
I
right
had
now. But
I had a ice cube in my Diet Pepsi the other day with a little piece of plastic on it from the tray, and I was thinking to myself, like, how many of these have I consumed? And like,
Yeah.
you know, was this like plastics are really not good, and you probably shouldn't, you know, mix them into your
no,
body.
a lot of people are saying you should drink from glass or
Yeah.
or metal or whatever. I might actually start doing that and stop drinking from plastic.
But it's just in the water anyway.
Yeah, now I'm getting it exogenously anyways, my testosterone, so it doesn't matter.
So I want to talk about what we talked about last week. We didn't talk
What did we
about
talk
it
about
last week. Last week you opened the show up and you're like, and then we immediately shifted gears into something else, and that was my fault. But you were like, I put on 17 pounds this year, and that's a huge accomplishment for anybody. But like,
But this is after losing a ton of weight, so it wasn't like it was.
that's
like,
why I like it.
I just like anybody can gain 70
were
pounds
on-
by just eating and getting fat.
You were on prednisone. You blew up. Looked like somebody I
205.
didn't even recognize.
205 pounds.
Freaked out.
No muscle.
Then you went the opposite. You got wicked skinny. Took it down to nothing. And then you were like, okay, that's it. I'm going to build my body up and start doing whatever it takes to put on muscles or whatever. Is that glass? Plastic? What is it? Plastic?
An absolute amazing transformation.
17
but-
pounds is nothing to gawk at, though.
But what? So this summer I was like 135 pounds. I kind of recomped where I lost body fat and gained some muscle, but I was still skinny. I was kind of lean, and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, it's time to put on muscle. Like, am I gonna go to the gym every day and just stay this fucking small and semi-muscular? So like, once I started doing that and eating right and really fucking pushing my workouts harder and planning them better, oh my god, it's been like crazy. Every time I go to the gym, I look in the mirror and it's different.
So I went to the doctor this week and to get my blood tested for my.
Did they do it? Or you gotta go to the lab?
I haven't had it done yet. I have to go this
Shit,
week.
I'm supposed to go to the lab.
I have to go this week to get it done. But we're having the conversation, and he's asking me about like, and I'm asking him, I'm like, Doc, if I go on testosterone or any other kind of hormone at this point in my life, I'm like, it's for life, right?
For life.
And he was like, oh yeah. He like immediately.
No,
he was
you don't.
like, oh yeah.
If
Once
you
you
get
get
off,
on,
you're an
he's
idiot.
like, once you're on, you're on.
You can get off. You want to be miserable.
I'm like,
Like, you're never going to be what you were before you went on.
yeah. So that that
Or you just go back to what you were.
I have like a bad.
Or you
You'll
worse.
you'll be even worse than that.
I have
You
like
can maybe get back over time, but you're going to be miserable for like 6 months.
There's gonna be 6 months where it's hard.
It's not like withdrawal, like opiate. You're just going to be like, have brain fog and just weird shit.
And you're gonna be
Your
emotional.
endorphins will kick in once in a while, maybe, but like, yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, you're gonna be emotional. It's gonna suck, and I don't know if I want to go through that. And so I was like, man,
No, you just do it forever.
yeah, I know, but it's like,
What
what
do you think I'm
happens?
doing?
Well, what happens if you can't find it, or what happens if something?
Oh,
happens?
listen. No. Listen. You will have no problems getting testosterone cypionate. I promise you that.
No, I mean-
I got underground labs.
Ultimately-
I got clinics. There's no problem getting it.
Ultimately, I have to learn to manufacture
Kingsley's
it.
face was there now, just like,
Lord-
what underground labs
Lord,
do you have?
fucking help me! Like,
I trust me. There's no problem getting it.
I'm just saying, for me to commit, I need to know how to make it myself. I don't like relying on
so
other
listen to
people
this.
for stuff
Can
that
I talk to you about this real quick?
Please.
So I thought about you when I'm watching a video online, and I went on a Reddit page. Now people are home brewing their own testosterone, and they're buying like raw testosterone powder and doing it. And it was like, I was like, this is like a Chris project right here.
Totally.
This is totally a Chris project. Got the beakers, got the heat, got the micron filters.
Gotta do
and
it.
like, so these guys, like, they pull up their bottles after everything's sterilized and stuff. They're like, I got 20 bottles, 4 going to a friend, 4 for me for the next 6 months. And he's like, he can make
Yeah.
it whenever he wants.
That's
and
how you
he
do it.
sells the rest.
Any
He's like-
self-respecting scientist who has a lab in their kitchen divvies up some for their friends, some for themselves, and the rest for everybody else.
And they sell very easy.
That's how it goes.
They sell very easy testing kits online, so you can test the purity of your own shit like so easily.
Yeah.
Like, it's a crazy world we live in. Let me tell
Kind
you.
of the next phase of Candyman Enterprises.
I'll tell you
You
what.
start making testosterone, and I get dialed in with my doctor, and I know it's real. I will switch over.
So like I've been renting all right, first of all, just to finish off on the doctor thing, right? So he's we're going over all this stuff, right? And he's like asking me if I want to get my cholesterol tested as well. And I'm like, no. And he's like,
Your
really?
lipids.
He goes, why? And I was like, Doc, I'm here for a good time, not for a long time. I was like, I want to maximize the awesomeness of the time I have.
Lipids
And
aren't
I was
huge.
like, I give a shit
Depends.
about like when it's time to have a heart attack and die, like that's it. I'm like, whether it happens in 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, I was like, that's out of my control. I'd rather eat the eggs and the bacon, you know?
See, I had a heart catheter, so like if everybody had a heart catheter, it just goes into your arteries and checks to see what you have going on there. But that's so expensive that it's prohibitive that way. So like everybody's just kind of guessing. Like they get to 40 and they're like, I checked my cholesterol, maybe I'm okay.
Yeah, right,
But
right.
you could be a runner and
Still have a
drop
heart
dead,
attack, yeah.
or you could be like, whatever, and like be completely fine. It's a weird thing, and cholesterol's not even the whole story. It's like
Oh.
HDL and LDL and like
Healthy
And it goes
athletic
up and
people
down.
drop all the time and everyone always freaks
Yeah.
out. Like Florence Joyner died
so,
when
like-
she was like in her 30s, right? Or some shit.
they know the
was it a
president
heart
isn't-
attack or something?
They know the president isn't
Her
going to
heart
have a heart
exploded.
attack because they probably give him a heart cath right before he gets into office. Like they know that the president is not going to have a blocked artery at all.
Right.
Like regular people don't get that luxury unless they get sick or
I just feel like super rich people at this point should have like a nanobot that they inject into themselves that just literally goes through every artery
it's
and
like-
just cleans that sucker right
yeah,
out.
and then you just like piss them out.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen. You could buy a Ferrari. You could buy a really nice house. You can even buy a woman. You could buy all sorts of things. The one thing you cannot buy, you can buy a gym at your house. You can buy a trainer.
know.
You cannot buy a fit body. And at a certain point, you can't buy health either. It's
Yeah.
like there's a certain point where rich is not enough. That's-
Yeah, but you can buy nano robots to clean out your stuff.
when Steve Jobs died.
No, you can't, though.
When Steve Jobs died, I was like, nobody's immortal.
like rich guys. Somebody told me he was a trainer, and he said that like you know,
Except Magic Johnson,
one guy trains as like a
Obviously.
Ferrari, whatever, and like he's impressed by all this money shit, but like he'll look at his trainer who doesn't have as much as him, and he could tell that he's impressed by his body and he wants that.
Oh,
he
totally.
can't have it.
This has been
he
the
can
thought-
have it, but he can't do it.
This has been the core center of my self-esteem my entire life. Like everyone in this country is focused on basing their like if they're happy, sad, how like success, unsuccess, all that shit based on their wallet and their bank account, right?
Yeah.
And like my cousin Alex was talking about, like, you know, when he used to be on drugs or whatever, when he had these problems, how like he had that feeling of being like less than everybody else, or he, you know, because he didn't have anything, right? And I was like, you idiot. I'm like, you got it all. You got a big dick
Look
in your
how tall you
pants.
are.
I'm like, you're 6 foot, whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, people, I'm like, when you're young and alive and you've got an able body, like, dude, you've got everything.
I think
You're
the ultimate status thing for a man is to be formidable
For anybody.
in some way, especially to other men, to be
There's
formidable
no-
and to be capable of danger, and to be like, not that like everybody needs to get super jacked, whatever,
No.
but like do something.
There's no
like,
substitute for a person that's super attractive, period. Boy, girl, whatever.
right,
I don't give a
right,
fuck.
right.
Like, that's it. When you look at McCarthy's eyes, you just like
They naturally become charming.
fall in love. You're
A lo-
like,
yeah,
Jesus.
A lot of times they naturally become charming. 'Cause
Look at those blue eyes. You
people are
kidding
so
me?
nice to them that they become charming. They become,
Mac-
naturally.
When you
like,
look at Macka's eyes, you go, I'm in love. The soft blue eyes that match the blue. If you hold his hands and look into his eyes, you're probably fucked for life. It's like Medusa will turn you to stone. You're
Right,
probably
right.
like
That's why he wears the sunglasses.
you should wear sunglasses and
protecting
gloves.
us.
Like,
He's
and gloves.
protecting
like
us all.
Rogue from X-Men. You should have to wear gloves and not.
you get white gloves.
Because if you touch a girl with those things, the right spot, it could be
Yeah, my hands are rough.
dangerous.
Yeah.
I think the only person that has softer hands than Sean is Alden.
Yeah,
Wow.
two people that don't work with their hands at all.
I'd like to compare them.
Oh yeah, I would too.
could be like
I
comparing-
can't even like touch them. I'm like, don't.
It could
touch
be like comparing like 12,
They're fucking weird.
12 megapixels to like 13 megapixels.
Yeah,
Like we
yeah,
can't.
you
they're
can
both-
quantify.
They're both
It's very
amazing.
quantifiable.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say about the lab thing was that I fucking been renting a house for a long time, and you know my family like builds houses for a living, so I was like, you know, it's pretty fucked up that I haven't built a house. So I was like, I'm gonna make it a goal that I need to like build a house, and maybe by like age 45, maybe by age 50, as soon as possible, basically,
Yeah.
right?
You're gonna build your own house, or
Yeah, like like I don't like the idea of buying a house,
Yeah, he can
especially
do it the
now,
way he wants.
especially nowadays. And it's like I have all the tools and ability to like go out and build it from scratch. My fucking family builds houses, dude.
Right.
They
Well,
build developments.
They pay people to build.
Whatever, dude. We got the connections. We got the tools.
All right, that's
we
what,
got the
well, that's
peeps.
what I'm asking. That's what
Like,
I'm
are you
asking.
gonna do it with your hands, or are you
First
gonna
of all,
are you gonna pay
first
people
of all,
to do it?
Anyone who knows, first of all, anyone who knows anything about my family knows we do everything right in the trenches with everybody else. Okay, my old man, maybe not anymore because he's old, but like his whole life he was down in the dirt, digging the ditches, fucking doing the dirty jobs. And once me and my brother were old enough, he's immediately outsourced them to us. But like we are right in there with the trenches, okay? Like when I build my house, I'll be hammering the studs. I'll be right there every step of the way with the boys. I want to know what happened. I want to see what was going on. I want to see that windowsill get put in. I want to see the fucking bricks get laid. But one thing I was thinking was
Laying bricks, baby. That's
Lay-
what we're talking about.
laying bricks, baby. Laying pipe.
Lay that foundation. Laying pipe.
Laying
That's
some
another
pipe.
thing that's happening from that treatment.
Yes.
Oof. My God, I got a rock in my pants 24/7.
Good.
I'd fuck a catcher's mitt right now.
So ditto.
You don't have to.
I don't have to. Right now.
yeah, yeah.
It ain't no catcher's mitt.
Ditto.
I like it.
Except I have to save myself up for that text I got earlier with a girl that obviously wants to rape me later. So
Oh yeah.
I got one good one in this baby for the day, and I
No,
use it to the best.
Yeah, no, that's what's happening again. Is like I used to always have more than one good one in the tank, and now I'm starting to like feel like
That was the other thing. My doc was like, he's like, what's going on? He's like, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah. He's like, why do you want to start taking steroids? I was like, well, my buddy started doing it, and he seems like I was like,
very happy.
he's like, he seems like he's doing really good, and I miss that. I remember when I was in my 20s, we started playing around with steroids. I felt good. I was like, and now that we're older, I was like, I think I want to just start doing them again. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, no big deal. He's like, I get it. He's like, you want to be in shape? I'm like, I sure do.
I think an adult should be able to do whatever the fuck they want without any big daddy saying you can't.
I just told them I want to be
do whatever you want.
I want to be an Adonis as long as possible. Damn the cholesterol.
I told you by the time I'm 50,
So I said to him.
when I'm 50, I'm gonna walk around the beach and people are gonna say, "Holy fuck, did you see that guy?
Are you gonna wear
He's in
Speedo?
awesome shape." Right up my ass
So
with my glutes, striations in my glutes.
So I'm thinking about building my house, and I was like, okay, I'm obviously gonna build a sick hydroponics like grow lab basement type situation, right? Whatever. And then I was like, you know what I'd like? I'd like a second kitchen to work out of for like some Bunsen burners and some beakers.
Yeah,
It's like a professional.
Build yourself a little lab.
Yeah, build myself a lab
You know,
separate.
Bunsen didn't invent the Bunsen burner.
I didn't know that, but he probably ripped it off from some poor
Perfected
guy that he
You
had.
perfected it.
Fair enough. I accept that. It's like Greeks didn't.
Walter White
Greeks
talked
didn't
about
invent homosexuality, but I feel like we perfected it.
it. Yeah, somebody told me the other day that like, oh, white people can't have dreadlocks. I'm like, ancient Greeks had them.
Everybody
fucking
just gotta not-
Scots.
just gotta not
Everybody
take
had
care of your
They
hair.
just,
Vikings.
yeah, it's just natural to
Just
happen.
don't comb it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or wash it.
It'll
for too
happen.
long.
Yeah.
Just go in the water.
Every
come out.
probably everybody.
Everybody did. Yeah. How can it be cultural appropriation if it was culturally appropriate?
Exactly.
Like I'm not walking around in a fucking kimono saying, "How you
They-
doing?
They'll
How
happen.
are you?"
They'll happen naturally. Like when I used to ride on the back of a motorcycle, if I didn't have my hair braided or tied up, you would.
Oh, James is like that
You
right
would
now.
you-
He's got a knot. We got to get out later. And it's not
He
gonna
looks
be
like
fun.
he looks like he's a
Doesn't
little
he?
Lord of the
Yeah.
Flies boy. He's been living in the raised by wolves.
No, well, he sleeps on it weird and like
It locks up.
like real quick. Like so, like they have really fine hair. So like it'll be like a day we haven't brushed it. Uh-oh.
So
He has long hair.
I have a song of the week, and I feel like one of you two introduced me to the band.
Which one?
RR.
RR?
Is that not ringing bells? Because like I feel like that. I'm like, how the fuck do I know this band? And I started
me.
listening to them, and I was like, I feel like Kingsley might have talked to me about them, but the name of the song is "Time for Some Mayhem," and it's by RR, like ARRE.
Are you
like
going to the mall later?
like a double pirate? R
Weird.
ARRE.
I'd have to listen to it.
ARRE, but pronounced RR. And they're like a chick punk band.
Yeah.
And it's "Time for Some Mayhem" is the song. And no, I didn't know which one of you guys it was coming from. I assumed it was.
I'm searching RR.
Yeah. So, is that a flip screen phone? Oh, thank goodness. I'm not ready for
You're
those
saying
yet.
Oh, like the new flip ones?
RR's it's ARRE. ARRE. That's the name of the band. RR.
Is there a space?
It's like a comma, maybe.
Oh.
Time for
Oh
some,
yeah, I got him.
Time for Some Mayhem. And it's
Yeah, that's
fucking
their-
it's when I first heard it, I was like, oh, this is the Ramones Blitzkrieg Bop, but faster. And then I was like, nope, it's a different song. And I was like, it's good. And they got a little woo 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 in there, and they're like chicks. And
Is it from Kill Bill?
no,
It's new.
it's relatively
very new.
Relatively
Really?
new music. Yeah.
Did I? Maybe I showed it to you.
I was going to say, because
I'm
the only
gonna-
one, like, punky girl stuff
what
I
is it
listen to is
called?
kind of
RR?
like
Yeah,
baby
Time
metal.
for Some Mayhem. I'm going to put the link for their YouTube for that song
I might
on
have
this
brought
week's
it up.
description, but definitely check that out. And then
My band is Altar of Decay.
Alter.
It's a badass name, and it's a title song from the soundtrack from their album, Altar of Decay.
Decay is a necessary part
They're
of
a
life.
death metal band, yes.
I thought it was very good that they covered that. In
Although
Star
I've been a
Wars.
pussy lately and listening to like really fucking floofy music.
It's the estrogen.
Like John Mayer and like
Yeah, you listen to Daughter on the way here, and he's like belting it.
Crying.
It's the
Are you
estrogen.
crying there?
the estrogen.
100%.
We were listening to Aretha Franklin.
You cried at some fucking thing this week, bro.
I did. And
Yeah,
Quentin
but
caught me,
come
like,
on.
the corner. He's like, are you crying? I'm like,
Yeah,
on my
you- yeah,
eyes.
you
Like,
okay?
I'm fine.
He's like, I got something in my eye.
Nothing
know what- you know what,
scares
too?
the fuck out of kids
When he comes
more
home, he's
than
like,
when their
I want
parents
my
are
wife.
crying.
I want my wife.
Yeah.
He had me at hello. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Man,
You complete me.
would you say it?
Shut up.
I feel like you're having a richer emotional experience than you used to.
Yeah. I think I was.
I think it's good. It's a good thing.
I think I was anti-empathy before.
You're
So-
experiencing all the human emotions.
Yeah. Now you're like, oh,
A little bit. Like, I mean, your hormone profile is completely
You have-
changing.
you have
So that's why-
compassion for people?
When I first started feeling it, when they had my first shots that started kicking in, I was like waking up in bed like, holy fuck. Last night I did a little bit. I was like, I got my blood pressure checked at like 10 o'clock at night. I checked my pulse. I'm like, oh, I'm going back to bed. And I fell asleep because like it like fucking hits you. Tell you that.
Oh, you get like a heart race?
And you feel
Adrenaline burst?
You feel anabolic when you work out. I don't even know how to explain it. I can't imagine being on like a big steroid stack.
You can feel yourself growing strong.
Yeah, and I can't imagine. I just can't imagine being on a full steroid stack. You must feel amazing.
We
Especially
should
when
work-
you have a lot of room to grow.
We should make a goal, work up to it over the next 10 years.
What?
Like 10 years from now, we
Like a
should be
big
like
stack?
juiced out of our minds.
Well,
Our
yeah.
necks are so big, we can't even get them in our clothes.
No, let's not.
Yeah.
do
Fine,
that.
fine.
I mean, you
Fine,
can.
moderation.
I don't have to fuck you.
No, moderation.
Listen, I'm not.
I don't want
I'll
to.
never be so big that I
And-
can't tie my shoes or something.
Yeah, no.
But I'll be big, but like big enough to just chuck you around.
Okay.
Yeah, and choke you.
So, what I want to
You
talk
don't want to
about.
get too meatheady.
No, it sounds like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
going the
You know
other.
what I mean?
Sounds
No,
like he's
he's
sounds like
going
he's
the
opening.
up.
He's
He's
opening
opening
up.
up.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm a goth though. I'm not gonna get meatheady.
Yeah, I know.
Just emotional.
Just emotional.
Hey, man, that's
It's not your fault.
Jerry Maguire at the end there when
You're
the guy
so,
catches
yeah.
a touchdown, he's knocked out. I mean, come on,
Oh yeah,
that's an amazing scene.
nice.
I cried like
Dan's gonna start crying
cried when
right
Spock-
now.
Rocky a lot too.
I cried
Yeah,
when Spock dies.
He watched. I'm like laying on the couch playing video games and stuff with the kids, or I was watching a movie with Teddy, and then all of a sudden I keep hearing like Rocky music from the kitchen, and I'm like, Dan, what are you watching? And he's like, Rocky 4. And I'm
No,
like,
the
"Oh."
new director's cut that came out. Totally different movie almost.
I was like,
and you know
okay.
what?
Oh
Stallone
yeah, no,
himself.
dude, they released
Yeah.
a shit ton of footage, like an extra
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Oh yeah, it's totally. It's a whole bunch
it's
of different
weaved
shit.
differently.
Ivan Drago talks more. It's really cool. Some of the lines like Ivan Drago has instead of his wife. It's pretty cool. But like I've been watching it, and I'm like telling the kids, I'm like, look,
I heard it's
you
awesome.
see this? You can't buy that, buddy. You can't buy that. When Stallone's like looking
It's true.
fucking ripped in 3.
I mean, you can, right? Because like if you
No. You can
if
buy
you just
steroids.
take a
but-
bunch of
Nah,
steroids,
He did.
It's not
That is
enough.
what he did.
It's a tool.
No, you
it's
have
a
to
race
work
car
out.
driver. It's the driver matters still.
No,
You could just drive a fucking fast race car. You're not going to win the Indy 500.
I agree.
It's a tool, but he worked his fucking ass off.
I agree.
Yeah,
But he got paid. It was
Yeah, but-
part of
okay,
his.
that's fine. It's
He was
part-
being paid
of
to do
course.
it. So
but
it's
of
his
course,
profession.
it's still though. It's still an accomplishment, and it's a super commitment. It's the ultimate commitment in bodybuilding and stuff because you're actually saying like I'm willing to take the risk of shutting down my hormones, doing this and that, and like and you have to like know what the fuck you're doing or have somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing. Like it's not just some casual thing like I'm just gonna grow muscles and put them into my body. Like you could do that, but you're probably gonna grow tits and acne and not know what you're doing.
No, you got to just get the muscles just right.
Bitch tits. That's
thing-
what they in Fight Club.
Yeah.
See, the thing with all these hormones.
Oh yeah, he had wicked bad gyno from cancer, right?
it fits into my topic of the week, which was like the sensation of being on top of the world versus the sensation of being rock bottom. And I was just thinking about it. And I was like, man, that's an interesting thing. You hear people say it all the time, like, oh, they hit rock bottom, or oh, that person's on top of the world. And it's like, well, what's making them feel that way? And it's like different things, right? Part of it's just hormones and chemical, right? But then the other part of it's like what that person specifically puts value on. And then I started laughing because I was thinking of some shit that I have in my life. And I was like, have I hit rock bottom? Or I'm asking myself, like, am I on top of the world or have I hit rock bottom right now?
How could you not know the difference?
Well, I'll give you an example, okay? So, like, just as an example.
It's a great question.
Just as an example.
You should be able to know the difference on that one. That's
Okay.
a pretty extreme thing.
Okay, here you go. It's what you put value on, right? So, like,
which my values have been changing.
As an example, I woke up the other day, and at first I thought I had hit rock bottom, and this was about 3 weeks ago. Before I was like, okay, I got to get back in the gym and start working out, whatever. But there was a big brown stain in my bed, and I was like, what the fuck? It's like, did I shit my pants in the middle of the night? Right?
It looks like the best part of you ran down the crack of your mama's ass.
And then I realized, no, that isn't shit. That's a piece of Hershey's chocolate that you melted under your body while you slept.
Oh,
because
and
you have
rolled
chocolate
around in
the
it.
bed.
Oh my god.
That's rock bottom.
Well, okay. So then I was like, look at you. I go, look at you.
You piece of shit.
Like, you hit rock bottom. Like, you've been eating chocolate bars in the bed in the middle of the night while you're like, you'll wake up in the middle of the night, reach under the pillow, throw a piece of chocolate in your mouth.
Oh, that's what
and
you've been
pass
doing?
out. Yeah.
That's terrible.
And that's terrible. And so I was like,
However,
that's rock bottom. And then I was like, later on, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I kind of love chocolate. I was like,
You can
am I
have
on top of
chocolate.
the world if I'm
Don't
If
eat
I
it
live
in
a
your-
life where I wake up in bed and there's melted chocolate
If
everywhere.
that's your worst.
No,
problem,
wait.
Yeah.
Eat
yeah.
the chocolate, just don't eat it in your sleep.
No, that's somebody that
No.
like that. It'd be like if I woke up and there was Diet Pepsi all over my bed, and I'd be like,
Better than diarrhea.
"Is this rock bottom, or
Diarrhea
is
is
this
rock
top?
bottom.
Is this top of the world?" Because like I have so much of this valuable substance to me that I spill it all over the place in my bed while I drink it.
I wouldn't say it's top of the world, but it's not
you're
rock
starting
bottom.
to piss it.
Diarrhea is rock bottom. Chocolate is not top of the world, obviously, but
So they're subjective things, is all I'm saying.
yeah,
Right?
like
top
yeah,
of the world
the
versus
stuff
rock
that-
bottom.
The stuff that I'm starting to value in life, like in my like journey of whatever as a man, like a lot of people just don't value. Like you could be motivational all you want, and like
But
people
you
just
value
people
it.
just don't value it. Like fine, but like they don't value like masculinity and like things like that. Like and like in a lot of ways too, I'm not even into masculinity so much. But who do you think the fucking people of the world are gonna go for help from when the world ends? They're gonna go for the masculine dudes. They're not gonna go for the fucking.
I mean, women are a pretty valuable resource. They not only birth
they
the
are
next
a valuable
generation,
resource. Of
but
course
they
they are.
are
Of course they are.
50% of the population.
But they need men, and men need women.
Yeah, it's true. Right now, for now.
I think that people in our country, not everyone, but a lot of people in our country hit rock bottom on top of the world.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That too.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Like you're constantly
you're
hitting
correct.
rock bottom
Well,
on top of
yeah,
the
like I mean, some people, you look at, you'd say they're on top of the world, but they're really not, too.
Like I saw a
That's
picture.
what
I saw a
what he
picture of
means.
Britney
Yeah.
Spears on a
Oh,
magazine
she's all
this
fucked
week,
up on Instagram right now.
and it's like
Yeah.
she's lost millions. Nobody knows where she is. She's like swandered.
You should see her right now.
And I was like, is that true? Who knows?
Oh, you
and
should
I
see
was
her
like,
Instagram.
is this girl on top of the world or is she rock bottom?
Both.
And how did she go from, being on top? How do you go from, if you can go from being on top of the world to rock bottom, then the inverse should also be true, according to physics.
Unchecked
So,
mental health.
Yes.
You can
It's
go.
unchecked mental health for sure.
You can go from rock bottom back up
at
to the
this.
top if you
Oh
try.
yeah. Oh yeah.
She looks good. What's the matter with her?
Look at her face. She's making videos. Are you
Well,
serious?
she's just like a pretty nutsy kook who the world's been telling her whole life
She
that
looks unstable.
That's Chris's type though.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's not.
He likes that.
You have to understand that girl's
Look
been
at
told
her.
her whole life that she's a thing and that she should be,
She's got the crazy eyes. Come
she
on.
has to look a certain way. She has to act a certain way. Everybody's fucking watching.
Oh, she still looks good though.
Oh, man. She's got to be.
She's still like 100 millionaire.
Now, she wakes up in the bed.
Oh yeah,
there's
she
chocolate
can, she
everywhere.
can be a nut all she wants.
She rock bottom?
They
Be
turned up the
good
comments
forever.
because people thought she was like being held captive. Like,
Oh, yeah, right.
yeah. So they turned up the comments, so you can't
You
like.
love the chocolate in the bed story.
I mean, the chocolate in the bed story, if we're thinking about like people, like imagine you told that to someone in a third world country. You're like,
Yes, right.
You fell
I have
asleep
so
with
much
chocolate
food.
in your
I have
bed.
so much food, and I have so much stuff that I can just reach under my pillow and eat some chocolate in the middle of the night. I
Yeah.
don't even need it.
Liam told me about a shameful moment where he was like, I got to get my shit together. He's like, I went through like 14 quarts of Ben and Jerry's in like 3 days.
Jesus.
Like, buddy, that's like
that's a lot.
That's a
so
waste.
many calories. Like, and he knew it though. He knew. He's like, yeah, that's not good.
No,
Not
that's not
good.
good.
The first heart attack was bad, but the 7th and 8th were really wake up calls.
Dude, imagine. All right, you should do a TED talk on in
Have you
a
hit rock
certain-
bottom,
in, like,
or are you
in-
on top of the world?
like
That's
in
what I
a
wanna
certain
know.
part of India, and just be like, I fell asleep in my bed and I thought I had diarrhea.
The next day, I
but
woke up.
it was just melted chocolate.
But what kind of fucking TED
I
talk?
thought I'd shit the bed.
But it was just melted chocolate. And
It
they're
was-
like, you're so rich that you thought you shit your pants.
Exactly.
with
So when you think you've hit rock bottom, just reevaluate it for a second and be like, wait, am I rock bottom or is this actually awesome?
Yeah.
And try to remember that these are the good old days, unfortunately. And it's only going to get probably worse later on down the road. But theoretically, if you just live for today, we don't have to worry about tomorrow.
I'm trying to live for today because with my hard shit and stuff, like I'm thinking like, all right, so when I first took prednisone, whatever, got off of it, got pretty clear PET scans, got off prednisone completely, didn't have the infusions yet. my sucker doses came back. I was like, oh, all right, whatever. I'll take prednisone again and then get on infusions. And then went away. And then I got super health conscious and fucking in shape and all that stuff and lost a ton of weight. And 2 years later, here I am. Like, what happens if it comes back again? Am I mentally able to handle that one? Because of the other ones, I was just kind of like out of shape and didn't care. But like this time, it would be like,
no, that would be the true
I put
test.
all this work. That would be the true test. Because I wouldn't let it bring me down. I would still be going to the gym. I would still be doing a lot of things. Actually, I've been researching anti-inflammatory peptides and shit that the doctors don't prescribe because they only prescribe cookie cutter. I won't touch prednisone again, ever. Like, I won't take it. Sorry. I have the infusions. There's other shit I might take, but like, so I'd have a way I'd do it without getting like a big hump on my neck and shit again. Like, I would tell them, I'm like, I'm sorry. I know it works sometimes, but I'm not going through that again.
I mean,
I'm not doing it.
the real test of a warrior is when you're not a warrior because you get injured, and then you got to get back into warrior shit.
Yeah, sure. I just want some time though. I told
just
whatever
do it.
God or whoever down there, just give me 10 good years or 5.
You want them right now?
Yeah, right now.
40 to 50.
I want in a row because well, I mean I'm gonna have to get my device changed out in like 2 years, but that's not a big deal.
So this is exactly my point. What are you going to quantify as like your best 10 years that makes you feel like you're on top of the world? What are the requirements?
Constantly reaching my fitness goals.
That's number one. That's number one.
That's for me personally. Like I'm not talking about my kids and stuff and my wife and stuff.
Yeah.
That's different. That's my life. That's more important than any of that bullshit. But I'm just saying like for like health stuff. Just like continue to move towards my goals and stay in shape and healthy and like you know what I mean? Like that's it.
I'm perpetually trying to put on 10 pounds of muscle and lose 10 pounds of fat. I'm always chasing it.
That's a huge
like
amount of
a horse
muscle,
with
too.
a carrot in front of it. You
Yeah.
just too dumb to realize he's never going to get there.
No, you could get there. Don't
Gonna keep reaching for it no matter
I don't
what.
like no. I don't like no. Like I know like things don't happen as fast as you'd like them to happen, but I don't like no.
See, I need the carrot though, because I can't. Like,
Hey,
I'm not motivated by, like, for instance, money doesn't motivate me. Like, I don't want to just accumulate a bunch of money just to have it. The only reason I want to have it is so that I can do stuff that I value, like get a cool car, go to Thailand or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I need that shit in front of me to motivate me to go make the money. I need the carrot. And it's the same thing with the weight. It's a little different. I just love sugar and get the munchies and wake up with chocolate in the bed. And that's just not the kind of lifestyle you can have a
not
bodybuilding.
sustainable,
You're not
yeah.
going to have abs if you wake up with chocolate.
that's one thing I want. I want abs.
All right. Well, there you go.
I want visible, clear, defined abs.
What this is a tidbit from the news recently, and it's sports related. A younger football coach got fired, and he's like an offensive mind coach, right?
The best
And
defense
they
or offense.
They asked him, like, hey, like, you gonna do an offensive, like, would you want to be an offensive coordinator? That's the type of football coach. And he's saying no. And what he's done is he's taken a one-way flight to Thailand.
He just said, fuck it, I'm out of here.
He's out.
I love it.
I think he'll be back.
He's on
but, like,
walkabout. He's
He's on walkabout.
He's coming back when he's ready to come back.
Possibly sex tourism.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, sure, it's part of the deal. But
There's
what
all
I'm
sorts of
saying
good
is,
shit you're gonna do there.
Yeah,
tons of shit. What I'm saying is I need that in my life bad.
need a
but
walkabout.
to take care of my kid right now is
Right.
more important. So, but when as soon as she's older and she's out the door, man, I'm fucking gone, baby.
That's it.
I'm gone, baby, gone. I'll be growing weed in Costa Rica or Thailand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you pictures and be like, bro, come out and visit. You're gonna come out. We're gonna get all retarded, messed up.
Yeah.
However you want to define it. All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a good time, and that's the dream. I just got to make it.
That's
there.
your dream.
I just got to make it there. Yeah, that's my dream.
Yeah.
Just wanna,
It's been your dream.
I want to grow pot in a third world country where I can live comfortably and not pay the exorbitant cost of living in the United States. So the United States is a great thing, but it's been like just beat to shit by, internal conflict,
Corporations.
fucking all
Greed.
the same shit that takes down all governments takes down our government. It's just like
Bound to.
greed, people. I was thinking about it this week about like global warming. I mean, like we're in the middle of goddamn January, right? It's January 15th right now. It's like just a little snowy outside. And like, I was thinking about the next generation of kids and the next generation of kids. And I was like, you know what the problem is? I was like, these fucking cunts that make the decisions that like Like there's some guy at a company somewhere that's like, we can make 5 more cents if we just do this bad thing for the environment. And he makes the decision. That person makes a decision, and it impacts massive amounts of other people for who knows how.
Listen,
for who knows how long.
I don't care what kind of green they go. I don't care what kind of social anything they say on whatever. They don't give a fuck about you or any people for that
it's
matter.
not just
or people that even work for them.
It's not just corporations, because what happens is these, what I've come up with is like, the problem with our current society is that everybody in all the countries are being raised to value money, and humans, I think, have some kind of like innate greed built in, right? Or why would we create this giant system to begin with? And so like the only way to reverse what's going on right now in the world is literally this is just my opinion. We need to like train the next generation of kids and the next generation of kids and the next generation of kids that like to value totally different things, like value emotion, value each other. Like all the negative crap in the world essentially happens because of like people.
Yeah.
And they're doing bad things that affect everybody else because they're all fucked up, because that's what the world makes you. But like we need to make it so that the kids don't value that shit. And it's like, it sounds undoable. It's not. It's just going to take 200 years of generations of people.
We need a whole new superpower.
Yeah, there needs to be some
Like
sort of fucking horrible.
Is China, when they're the suit number one, they're kind of there now. Are they thinking like that? What are their values?
It's all built into Star Wars. Okay, the Empire. Did you watch the guy there yet?
Not yet.
All right. Well, Andor, on the show Andor, they're really putting a shining light on like the chokehold that the government's putting on the people and the stepping on of the neck and the rights and all that shit.
The Empire.
The Empire. This is a part of, I think, it's like society's a concept. And so when people reach a certain level of intelligence, they form a society, not to be confused with a plus society. But anyway, society, like everything else in the universe, is like waves that ebbs and flows. And so there's like periods of like great freedom and awesomeness. And then there's periods of like fucking shitty rules and the fun police and like fucking taxes and everything's expensive. And you know what I mean? And like, and there's movements,
yes,
you know, and like
yes.
some, for some reason, every once in a while it becomes fashionable to be wicked uptight and super strict. And everything becomes about rules. And when you look at the Empire on Star Wars, everything is like black and gray, and it's built different. It's straight and it's like ordered, and everything's about order, right? And so like every once in a while, some group rises to power that has that.
Challenges.
Eventually, they like shit on people so much that they have had so much that they fucking rebel, take over, and then when that group takes over, they have a run for a while. But then things get too easy, and some other group says, this is crazy, it's anarchy, it's too easy, we need more order, blah 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 blah.
It's a cycle,
and it just fucking goes back and forth. There's no escape. It's a luck of the draw where you end up in the mix when you're born. You're like, am I in a place in a time where like things are all right, or am I in a place in a time where like this is brutal?
I mean, speaking on Empire, there was one moment in time where the British Empire, their slogan was "the sun never sets on the British Empire."
Because it's
isn't that
global.
fucking crazy?
Because it's global.
Mm-hmm.
And you're the proud product of that.
I am.
Those people, they did a good job.
I have
abs of steel, 4 kids, no stretch marks.
I have
none, right?
No, none.
Husband's still India, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Hormones are none.
For now.
I have a absolutely wild movie recommendation for you guys.
Oh Jesus! Here we go.
It goes against everything you guys
Rocky
want.
for the director's cut.
No.
It's essentially like that, but it's called RRR. It's an Indian movie.
Like,
It is not a Bollywood film,
From
but
India.
there are some sequences of singing and dancing.
what's it about?
It is about. It's essentially the interesting tale of the end of the British Empire in India.
Oh yeah,
But it's very like.
I'm sure those people have
It's
got
a
some stories to
incredible action movie.
Which platform did you watch this
Netflix.
on?
tell.
It's on Netflix? Oh, yeah.
You guys should watch this, and we'll talk about it next.
All right, yeah, I'm going to
All
watch
right,
it.
yeah, we'll
It
watch
is a crazy action movie.
We'll watch
It's over the top because that's how
Yeah.
These movies
Society.
are. The indie movies are like that. Like, well, certain ones, you know.
Bollywood. It's
It's like Bollywood, but it's not
a
Bollywood.
film.
It's not Bollywood.
No.
Just
A
heavy Indian
previous guest told me
Heavy India people.
that it is the new shit. Southern Indian movie theater or movie.
You
Whatever.
saying Rohit's plugged into the scene?
I've been recommending this movie.
He's got
'cause
his finger on the pulse of what's
first-
going on over there.
there's like one scene, maybe the second scene is the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, I can't. Okay, I'll have to watch
It is fucking wild. And then there's some real stupid parts, but then there's just like multiple action scenes that are really good. So check it out. And it's 3 hours long, so watch it over.
Prepare. Oh, he'll never make it.
No, you'll like the second part. It's so fucking awesome.
Ooh, what, me tonight watching it?
Oh, not
No,
tonight.
I
but
can't watch
another
tonight.
night. Yeah.
I'll watch it tonight.
Yeah. And then you can tell him
Then I'll tell him to watch it. And then
what
he'll
parts. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a real thing now. We're going to weigh in on this next week.
I think
Yep,
we should.
I'll- no.
Wait, I have
Oh.
one more check-in.
Wait, what do you-
Any updates on the Wise story?
The coach? This has been a popular topic. I've received multiple messages this week that said hundreds of blue ribbons.
Yeah. So if anybody's
Okay.
listening for the first time, do you want to just
Yeah.
give a 2-minute?
quick.
Yeah, listen to
recap.
last week's episode. It's called Steroids, baby. And that's the title of last week's episode. And the tail end of it is essentially Tales from the Y.
Tales from the
One of the
yeah.
Tales from the YMCA, downtown Lowell.
This is a follow-up.
I was accosted by the swim coach of the Barracudas, the team that I swam for my entire life,
Yeah.
childhood, whatever. It counts.
Yeah.
It fucking means.
Oh, it counts.
It means something
I
to
did
me,
Boys
Kingsley.
and Girls Club, so
it
I
fucking
know.
means something to me.
an
Okay.
That's where I started. So I know. I get
So
it.
this fucking
He's an alumni, damn it.
this guy fucking just basically stole the fins from me. He's the coach and just didn't want me to
You can't use those. He's a male Karen.
So
took
he
them out of my hands, and I wasn't having it. And I was like, "Listen, guy," I was like, "Do you know who I am?" And he, like, when I said, "Do you know who I am?" He immediately was like, thinking to himself, "That fucking total asshole," right? Because
yeah,
only an asshole would say that, right? But I was like, "Do you know who I am?" I was like, "My name isn't important." I'm like, "What I've done for this organization is." I was like, "I have won hundreds of blue ribbons for this swim team." I was like, and I'm naming all the fucking
shit, all
swim
the
teams
years
from
and
back in
shit.
the day that
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
may
yeah.
or may not even still exist.
Right.
And I was like, I swim against these guys. I swim against those guys. Fucking this season, that season, summer season, year round, motherfucker. I was like, hundreds of blue ribbons I've won for this organization, right?
this man has walked away.
And-
You're just
and-
yelling hundreds of blue ribbons.
And so, like,
I wish I was there.
to follow up and answer your question, I've seen him twice. I told you this week.
Yeah,
So
and you also found all your blue ribbons.
no, I've never misplaced them. I've had them my whole
You
life.
still have them?
Yes, my mom has like a fucking can full of blue ribbons that I won
Oh
when
my
I was.
God, you should drop them off.
I selected some that meant like some record ones.
wear them on your shirt?
and I
You're-
kept them in my little like. See, okay, and this is what I'm talking about when you talk about value, right? Like I have a chest that I keep a lock on. Okay, and in that chest, I keep my most valuable possessions.
like nunchucks and shit like that.
No, I got
firecrackers.
nunchucks are point of fact hanging on the Wing Chun Dungmi in the,
All
in
right,
the
but
living
back
room.
when you were a kid,
That is not a joke. But all my most valuable stuff's in there, and that's all pictures of Akira, things I did when I was a kid that were cool or meant something to me. As an example, my 5th grade photo of the school picture, whatever the fuck, all the
Oh,
kids
yeah,
signed
yeah,
it, and
yeah.
my little nickname back in the day was the Wild Child.
Nice.
And I didn't like come up with that. That was just organically given to me by Mary Jarvis and a couple other girls, Tiny Kaminsky, a couple other girls who went to my school, and they started calling me the Wild Child, and I was like, that feels right. Like that fits.
That fits me.
And so I kept that in my personal effects as something that meant something to me, because it's like the first time the world told me that, yeah, you're somebody, something strange, and good luck. Good luck to everybody and yourself, and have a ball, baby. But yeah, I don't have any money in there. I don't have any fucking bullion. I don't have any jewels. I don't have any fucking, you know. I might have like some vintage video game crap, you know. Some Star Wars stuff. Like
You don't have any women's
I have some women's panties in there, 100%.
You sick fuck.
Are you fucking nuts, bro? I have them in a plastic bag so that I can smell them and they don't lose the smell.
Oh my god.
That's valuable.
Yeah.
That's
is
old pussy smell.
That's why people buy this shit.
I
That's
know.
why
I know.
My wife just looked at me like I'm disgusting.
I know.
pig.
Dan said earlier.
I said it's old pussy smell.
I know. Oh, that's not what it is, but they just smell like them. Dan said earlier you can
What do you
buy
mean?
you can buy a woman, and I was like, I guess in some parts of the world that's true, but that's not what this is. This is like people that like I had really hot relationships
no,
with.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
And-
no. It's the one you can actually buy it.
No, I know that.
Something you can
Dude,
buy.
I know. But I'm saying these aren't that. These panties, I
Oh,
didn't,
no, I didn't think
these
they were.
these fall in the category that you mentioned earlier that you can't pay for these. Okay, like you can't pay a beautiful chick that you're in love with to be in love with you. Trust me, I've tried it. You can tattoo her on your chest. You can fucking send her flowers. You can fucking do chocolates. You can fucking play hard to get, even though she's not interested in you. It's like you could go reverse psychology. I mean, there's just no end to the moves. You can't force somebody to fucking love you if they don't.
All right.
And so the panties in my
Yeah.
thing belong to chicks that felt the way about me that I felt about them, and I keep them in a plastic bag for preservation.
All right. Because we're running out of time, we can get into that stuff on another day.
Okay.
But
Yes.
what happened? Any updates from?
Him.
The Y guy.
Yeah.
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 So the coach fucking. I walk in the other day and he's talking to some of the kids and I'm there and I'm just like, I don't want to continuously have a problem with this guy. So I'm just minding my own business. But as soon as I look at him, fucking right down.
Yeah.
no eye
Of
contact.
course. Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I guess probably just let bygones be bygones unless he messes with me again. But
And you're going to continue to grab the fins and.
I just figured out what time he's out of there and now I just go back to using my fins. Dink.
What? Look,
You're not the dink. He's the dink.
Oh, he's the dick. Yeah. It did sound like you called me a dick.
Almost, for a second,
I want
yeah.
to. I know.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Clarify,
Clarification.
Clarification.
You're not a dink.
All right, so you've moved on because I felt like there could have been a follow up here. I really wanted you to bring in the blue ribbons.
I mean, that's on this dude, right? Like I already
if he
told you.
costs you again,
I already told you. I did a fucking Hansel piece. God bless. I'm fucking out of here. I'm moving on.
Do you bring the blue ribbon? They're in your gym bag.
Oh, yeah,
that would be my shit.
That is actually that might be on me.
Yeah, yeah.
I am gonna bring my blue ribbons in. I am.
have them.
I am.
Just have them.
I'm just gonna bring them in. And when I walk in and the kids are all there and everyone, okay, I did give the kids an open bounty of $10 to whoever can beat me in the pool. And one of the other coaches was like, "Why are you betting the kids?" I'm like, "I want to give them something to reach for." I'm like, "What do you want?" But I don't know.
Yeah.
Right now. I'm not fitting in with the Barracuda swim coaches.
No,
I don't
no.
like it. It's only. That pool ain't big enough for all of us. All right. Listen, thanks for listening, everyone. This is way past Danny's bedtime.
He's about to turn
We
into
love
a
him.
pumpkin.
He's got to hit the fucking weights tomorrow. Get your hooshies off,
Back
everybody.
day.
Back day, baby.